gotta actually like face the mic.
Okay, let me get in there.
Chris, you can.
Hang on before you do that.
Jostle.
Yeah. Okay.
Why'd you?
That to give him more room.
Oh, okay.
Oh, but I thought if you move it more to your left, it could be more center. Because I can go farther.
Well, I was giving him more leg room just to.
Thanks.
Oh, okay.
I can come a little closer to that guy right there.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we're still live?
Yeah, it's been like 2 years.
Oh, has it?
Yeah.
Huh.
That's great.
So much has changed, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go over some highlights. Real quick.
Chris is blind.
Chris is blind.
Chris is blind. I know I talked about. Oh, that was on stream, I guess.
His hair is gone. He's blind.
As people found out on the stream when I was trying to reach it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We started doing a stream.
Yeah, that occurred. We're still in Kingdom Hearts 2.
Yep.
Which I think is the longest game.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, from here on out, all games should be shorter and/or movies.
Okay.
Because one of them is just cutscenes from, like a phone game.
Okay.
So, that's fun.
That'll be fun.
Is that in 2.8 or is that in 1.8?
That's in 0.8.
Wait, so there's 2.8. You have, and then
I'm not gonna do this.
After-
I think we did this on stream. It's really bad.
No, it's not a bit. Like I'm just curious.
No, it's
It is convoluted. I'm just making sure.
no. It's super fucking convoluted.
Yeah.
How do you not have people scream nerd in your face and just like over everything you say?
Oh, that's what you just suppress.
You just keep
You
it down.
Don't talk about it.
Yeah, you just keep it down.
That's why we have weird corners of the internet with huge fetishes.
That is
Are
true.
just dedicated to that because you can't talk about it in public.
You
Yeah.
guys,
But now it's being talked about more in public. So stuff's gonna get less weird, but at the same time we're gonna see weird stuff.
I was gonna
If
say,
that makes
is
sense.
it gonna get less
No.
weird?
To us, we're gonna see stuff that is weird beyond
Right.
whatever we thought. But to anyone else out there, it's gonna become anyone like really in the trenches.
Yeah.
It's gonna become less weird because it's more publicized.
So here's an exceptional example, and it's gonna tie into something we'll talk about later.
Okay.
Tigers and jorts.
Tigers and Scott? No.
Ian hates furries,
I
and that's.
I don't say I hate furries.
I mean, we found our first real prejudice.
Wow,
on this.
God.
He's just open about it.
I just don't want them to be near me or my
That doesn't
family.
that makes it worse. That you be open
Yeah,
to that.
exactly. Like you said,
You
keep
should
it
be
all-
pressurized by society.
silence.
Shut up.
Yeah. They don't look nice in those tight jorts.
Poor kid. That kid was just
wasn't a
discovering
kid.
himself.
Look, God, first of all, is 22 just a kid?
Yeah. Well, it's an important.
It's a
important-
developmental time.
Yeah, it's still developmental.
Okay.
It
Yeah,
sure
I'll
is.
give you
Yeah.
developmental. Allison Brie.
Personality-wise, you're pretty much established, but
I feel like by 12, you're pretty much where you're at personality.
no, because I think you have to go through a lot more social hoops later on, and your personality changes depending on what's found through that.
12? No.
No, I mean like
Maybe.
the general like kind of bones of, he
Foundation,
he treats
maybe.
people this way. He
Yeah, maybe
feels this way about
Mr.
that.
Freud, but like there are outside influences.
I feel like the foundation is very important.
It's just, you are who you are at 10. If I am who I was at 10,
Jesus Christ.
like it would be the worst. I wouldn't even have a podcast.
No, like if we were exactly that, like people,
Yeah.
the world would be a shittier place.
Oh yeah.
Assuredly.
So see, there's growing up you
There's
do.
growing up. Okay.
There's a lot more. I think there's a lot more developmental.
So yeah, but you still gotta push it down.
Plus you go through puberty and that's where stuff gets weird and like really stuff can take a big influence on you.
I mean, you can really get into like I don't know, tigers and short shorts.
Yeah.
It'll be a different time for
Yeah.
you.
You should
So-
I wanna experiment with, and I know it's happened to kids, but as soon as they start like going through puberty
Mhm.
and like stuff starts happening in there, I just want to barrage them with pictures of like Lola Bunny But, like,
To what's the experiment
to
exactly?
see if they become furry.
Oh, if you
gadget?
can like cook one up
Yeah, if
in
I
a
can,
lab.
if
So
I
you
can.
can put the seeds in there.
I've established multiple times if I had the unfortunate mistake of a child,
Uh-huh.
they would just be lab experiments and social experiments.
Would you? I don't remember if we talked about. Would you ever do that thing? There was like a Russian scientist who did that to his kids, and he taught all his kids like wrong colors, like the wrong names for colors.
No, I
basically.
didn't know. That's amazing.
Yeah,
I would do that.
yeah.
What happened? Like,
It was he just wanted to do like neural scans on them to
Yeah.
see like. He was like a linguist, I think, and he wanted to see how like language develops in your relationship to objective facts.
oh, okay.
Like if I stab you and I say this is pleasure, or whatever,
Yeah.
or you get a kiss and I say this is pain.
Yeah.
Does your understanding of language affect your relationship to objective reality? Or
Yeah.
I think it only starts getting really weird when other people start telling you you're wrong.
Exactly. It's all about being in
Yeah.
the
Because at a certain point, words are words, and like we give them intrinsic meaning.
yeah, words are sounds that we decide
Yeah.
mean something.
Mhm.
Ultimately, yeah.
Yeah, but I think that guy's fine. I mean,
No, go on.
Yeah,
right.
wait, do they ever do a follow up with the kids? Like,
Yeah.
when they're older?
I honestly don't know.
That's the part I really am curious about.
I'm always curious about
How much resentment?
yeah,
just how much
is-
hate are in these people.
yeah. What about that? Wasn't there that Swedish couple who didn't want to raise their kid like boy or girl?
Oh, what?
Yeah.
So they gave them no gender at all to.
Yeah.
To
They were
base
like
themselves
one
on?
of the first ones to do that.
What happened? What happened to the child? Was
Well,
it just like
it-
agendered? Was it like, or did it?
Again, the
gravitate
problem
towards one?
the problem becomes when they meet society.
Society.
Yeah,
and puberty.
And
yeah, and puberty.
secondary sexuality and then other people.
Mhm.
Yeah.
How do you explain that? I don't know. Like,
I mean, so like for a while, my guess, I don't know. My guess would be like for the early part, like gender is nothing, so it's
Yeah.
whatever.
yeah,
But as soon as you start to talk to other people and get
Yeah.
like a vibe,
yeah,
or
Mhm.
like want to do stuff on other people,
Yeah.
yeah,
that's
One of
gonna-
two things happens,
Yeah,
right? One, gender becomes no big deal to you,
Yeah,
or two, you like go crazy and
Or
start obsessing over it. Like,
that's everything with parents though,
Yeah.
and children, and that's a thing I freak out about.
Yeah.
Wow, we're getting in a real conversation now. When I think about like, so I had a friend growing up who was really really anal about
Yeah.
dishes.
yeah,
Even if you just had a cup of water, they were like, "I'm gonna go rinse that real quick,"
okay,
and it kind of bugged me. But I guess it was because their parents were like fucking crazy about it.
oh really?
And then as soon as they moved out, just their house is fucking disgusting. I don't like it.
But the dishes are fine.
The dish no, because they now they're broken of it, and they're like, Mom's not gonna tell me it anymore.
So just
And
this
now there's
rebellion
just this
thing.
rebellion of filth.
They're just digging
Wow.
in the filth.
Yeah, and like, it doesn't matter. Oh God, I'm having actual opinions. This is dangerous. I think that like ultimately, whatever your parents' input is, that is
Yeah.
the stimulus you have to respond to.
Yeah.
You don't have a choice in that.
Mm-hmm.
So whatever it is,
You only
whatever,
have a choice of how you respond to it.
right.
But even then,
You have
if
no.
everything's predetermined and we're in an
But I don't think that you have a choice.
I can negate anything with exercise.
yeah. I think Tigers and George was predetermined.
yeah.
What's about to happen? The minute we discovered tigers and the minute we discovered
George,
shorts.
we were like, this is peanut butter and chocolate,
Yeah.
ladies and gentlemen. This
It
is,
was written in the caves. The caveman.
Alison Brie.
Okay.
I promise this is tangentially related.
Alright.
Because she's gonna be in a movie that we're gonna talk about probably.
Oh, what movie?
It's gonna be Miss Marvel.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, she's guitar.
Wait, she's Miss Marvel? I thought someone else was.
Isn't Alison Brie Miss Marvel?
Isn't it Brie Larson?
Brie
Larson.
Brie Larson.
Yeah.
Forgive me.
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
guitar,
Yes.
and she's
Give
evil
her.
X.
No, she has a story career.
She is an evil X.
She's a sexy face.
She's a.
Evil X.
The first role I saw her in was Tony Collette show, United States of Terror, about the mom with.
Like live action? Or?
It was a live action.
Okay, I would say Avatar is probably my first real encounter. She's guitar.
Oh yeah, that's right. Okay.
Yeah.
So I saw her in that show. She was his teenage daughter.
Okay.
And her whole plot line when I started picking up that show was that she got fired from her job, and the way she picked up extra money, I'm bringing it back to fetishes, was on a cake fart website.
Amazing.
What a storied film career this woman has ahead of her.
Oh, so kind of like glass jars.
It's very similar to glass jars. It's very... Wait, glass jar...
That's when the guy sits in it. Same thing.
Yeah.
Oh.
You don't know about it? Like,
So, like, what, they keep them? They store them?
Well, like, it's a glass jar and the guy just sits on it and breaks.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
I was gonna stop the explanation, but I mean, Nick was.
I guess we're here now.
Yeah.
So, what have you guys been
I
doing?
remember when I found out about that. No, because I now have another story in tangent with that.
Okay, go ahead.
I was hanging out with a buddy of mine in, like, gym in high school, and we would do those questions. Would you do that, like, but for this? And I went, I'm always fucking nervous about answering these type of questions. He went, why? So I went, what if there's, like, an alien race watching us, and we answer these questions and then subject us to whatever our answers?
Like,
or,
oh, that there's an ultimate repercussion
yeah.
to the hypothetical?
To the hypothetical, yeah.
Like, you said you'd do it, here's $12 million.
And on a psychological and philosophical level, isn't there a repercussion to every hypothetical?
Yeah. What's crazy, like, for every phobia of something, there's a philia of it. Like, there's, like, a fetish of it.
Yeah.
Like, typophobia, there's, like, typophilia.
What is a typophobia?
Typophobia is, like, the fear of multiple holes, like beehives. And...
Oh, okay, yeah, I've heard of this one.
Yeah.
One of my favorite ones is, what's your favorite, well, it's getting autumnal. It's getting autumn-timey.
Yeah.
What's some of your favorite phobias?
You pronounce it autumnal?
How do you pronounce it?
I just say autumn.
Oh, okay.
Or like fall.
It's getting fall-like.
It's becoming fall.
Autumnal?
Sure.
I thought you were talking about a robot.
No. It's getting...
Because wouldn't there be an O? Autumnal?
It's autumn is like the
Autumnal.
time, and then
Autumnal.
autumnal is like
Autumnal.
having the quality of fall.
Yeah.
Autumnal sounds like though it's like autonomous.
It sounds similar, but it's not.
That's like English in general. It sounds like this thing.
It sounds like this,
but
but
it's not.
super not.
Like how I was always tripped up by noisome is supposed to be smelly. That's
I've never even heard that
fucking
one.
bizarre
No.
to me. Yeah, noisome means a smelly thing,
Yeah.
not a loud thing, which it should.
Noise.
It's dumb. English is weird.
English is stupid.
Yeah.
Guys, we should have stuck with Latin. It made much more sense. Had all the, you could have an aviatrix.
Yeah.
You just add shit.
You
onto
have
other
suffixes
shit.
on everything. You have a president, it's a president, and then you have a lady president,
Yeah.
a presidentrix. What a good, yeah.
Strong.
So would you rather have...
So brave.
I don't know why I view it as like a code-based language and just you know it or you don't based language.
Ooh, Latin?
So English is like you know it or you don't, and then like Latin is closer to code-based. In my stupid fucking definition.
It's
in that
'cause...
you can just add shit, but then someone has to think about it and go, okay, that suffix meant that suffix meant that.
And also conjugating, time and things
Yeah,
like that.
yeah, where was it? Yeah.
But if it was all Latin, we'd be like all the scientific names for animals.
That's true.
These giant long...
Well, I think it's because English has no consistent rules.
Mm-hmm.
All the rules that you learn in school are broken.
Kept adding shit.
That's true.
Yeah, because we kept stealing shit.
Yeah,
We kept
yeah.
Greek and Latin, but also Romance, but also Germanic.
It's amalgamite.
It is.
Words.
Yeah, I remember in college I had professors who would take off points for the exact same thing I do to a sentence.
Oh, really?
Like a placement of a comma. I had to get it taken off.
Oxford. Well, you have to ask your professor Oxford comma or not, because then they.
Where does this room stand on the Oxford now?
I don't give a shit. No. My thing is I'm very much about the effect of a sentence, not about the structure.
Okay.
And what I mean by that is I think the structure serves the effect, not the effect serves structure.
Yes.
So you should change. I'm all about experimenting with sentences and shit just to create certain feelings, like changing momentum or tone.
Yeah.
And all that. Rather than, yeah, that's correct, but I kind of have to determine my own. Like, I think words are a tool, and you should use as much of that power as you can just to influence.
No, I
In
agree.
order to tell a story. So I say put the comma wherever a short pause would be, ellipses where long pause,
I agree.
period, hard stop.
Hard stop.
Yeah.
That's how I was taught. I got knocked off points.
And I always feel that, like, also people have a really hard time with, because I like to punctuate with, like, a conversational tone.
Mm-hmm.
The way I would actually speak.
Yeah.
So if you have, like, pause for full stop emphasis.
Uh-huh.
It, period, is,
Yes.
period, not, period.
Okay.
But that is, yeah, okay. Period.
And then you would do that.
Yeah, but, you know, I feel like many people may consider that, like, well, that's not a sentence and you can't punctuate
Yeah.
that way. Well, you're wrong!
I literally wrote a story, my sci-fi story I wrote for a class. I did this thing where in order to convey there was different tones being told by the same character, I wrote it in different fonts each time, and I spent a lot of time determining what font would be what,
Comic Sans.
and whether or not it's bold or not. And then when I wanted all of them to talk at once and say the same thing, I would type each individual words just jumbled up in fonts.
Ooh, that
And
different. That sounds really fun.
Yeah.
Actually.
Yeah. Do you have a bracket that says "Dying in Comic Sans"?
No. Shit, that'd be cool. But it was all to convey one character saying the exact same thing, but
That's fun. That's
just in different language.
Oh man.
Which that's fun.
Hey, yeah, in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So guys,
It's been 2 years.
yeah.
Where were we before?
You know, my
No,
I would say I didn't know we'd make it this long, but it was prophesized that we would make it
Mm-hmm.
this long. I was told by Mr. Kevorkian, Dr. Kevorkian.
Yeah.
He didn't tell me directly, but he told my grandfather that he was talking to me.
Oh, I
My
see.
grandfather was only 12,
Uh-huh.
and he, and he told him your son's gonna your grand. No, he didn't say your grandson. He said, Chris, you are going to make.
Oh, so like not even pretending that he's talking to anyone else.
No, just
Yeah.
me.
Okay.
You're gonna make a podcast and it's gonna last at least 2 years.
At a time where a podcast wasn't a thing,
Yeah.
would have no point of reference for the what
Yeah.
that was.
And my grandfather would have been like 30 when Kevorkian was thing went.
Yeah, that sounds right. That
So,
Wait,
maybe he was a kid.
was your grandfather.
Dr. Kevorkian kid.
God.
Wow. Of course, if you would like to know other things that we've prophesied,
Yeah.
just go to our, I don't know, whatever. We have a page, right? We have a page.
Yeah,
that
we
you
have
can
a
go to.
Facebook page that I barely advertise.
Yeah.
You can follow me. I'm pretty much the only one on Twitter who updates anything.
Yeah, I don't.
So,
Mm-hmm.
follow me at assuredly Chris. It's exactly as it sounds. But yeah,
Yeah.
twitch.tv/storytellers.
I saw some things on there that are really good.
Which one?
I really appreciate. I like we're getting ready for some stuff. Questions coming in. I saw some good ones. I'm excited.
Really? I didn't get fucking anything.
Oh, okay.
People liked the stuff, the posts I made, but no one fucking asked anything.
I guess.
To
No
be
one's
fair,
curious.
I didn't ask people until like last night,
Okay.
because I didn't know if we were gonna record.
Oh,
That
for sure.
So I didn't
Yeah.
ask until I got a hard confirmation.
Yeah.
And then yeah, people liked the post. That's cool.
That's cool. Thanks for liking it
Thanks,
and
sir.
doing nothing else. Thanks for the bare
I
fucking
sound so
minimum.
fucking ungrateful.
No, that's audiences love that, Chris. They love it
They
when
love
you
it when you treat them like shit.
when you belittle them.
Yeah, he thinks he's a person.
Yeah.
I'm just
It
kidding.
keeps
like
them coming
that-
back for more.
It's like that fucking Death Clock episode where they learn comedy,
Oh yeah.
and it's just you gotta hate fuck the crowd, and then they'll love you, and then they won't stop loving
They
you.
will not stop loving you.
Yeah.
I.
And like Pickle's whole thing is he's just throwing sand into the crowd.
in their
Yeah,
faces.
yeah. And they love it.
Oh my god. Don't actually. Please remind me about Death Clock. That comes up with what I've been doing this month.
Oh, okay,
I gotta
cool.
remember that.
Cool.
Cool.
Yeah, we're kind of on a time. Well, we're doing pretty good. So I guess we should just go into months. That way we can get that over with quickly.
All right. Cool.
So we can go into questions.
Mhm.
So
So.
Nick, you go first.
Oh, okay.
But try to keep it short. I wanna get this bit this whole segment done in like 30 minutes. That way we have an hour or two
Okay.
to answer questions.
All right.
Okay. So, what I've been doing for a month? Oh yeah. Besides all the streaming stuff, I mostly college and school. On my off time, I bought Spider-Man for the PS4. I got the deluxe edition. So I got the Chris. So I got the.
I'm just waiting till you get to the far. I know where the story ends. So.
Yeah. It's like earlier before the podcast when I finished it 100%.
Literally today, like he
Just a few minutes ago, or something.
Like an hour ago,
so.
hour or two ago.
Good God.
Yeah.
And you got platinum. You got full completion.
He did everything.
Yes.
Did everything that the
At
game
least according
lets
to
you
my
do.
time. I've been trying to stay clean because I'm gonna play right after he's done.
Yeah. So I mean, I haven't done all the benchmark challenges. It's like when you punch someone 500 times. Like in Arkham Knight. Yeah. If you get like one of those medals, like you gotta jump. You gotta be if you jump if you free fall long enough for a certain distance, or you run a certain distance.
Okay.
But I don't know. Those really don't affect it.
Just pushing stuff to its limit.
Yeah.
See how much you can do.
Yeah, and then 100% it. I can't really spoil anything, so I'll just say that it is probably the best piece of Spider-Man media I've ever have seen.
Wow.
Yeah, it's honestly better than any comic or movie or game from Spider-Man because I think it's also probably the best superhero game. I try not to overhype it, but it's true. No, it's true. Like
I try not to overhype it, but it's the best thing.
But it's literally better than everything else, and it's shit. Everything else is shit.
This is wrong.
Yeah.
It's not as good as Spider-Man versus Electro
No.
for the PC.
Well, fucking try and top that game, guys. Imagine that, but better.
Yeah, that was lighting in the ball.
Literally. Enter Electro. Oh my god. So yeah.
So it's good.
It's all right, I guess.
Good time.
It's all right. So besides that,
by the way, I think we mentioned. I don't know if we mentioned it before. Nick's like a huge Spider-Man fan, so
yeah,
it comes
for a while.
Yeah, to even more overhype it.
Yeah,
I mean, he loves Spider-Man. He knows his Spider-Man.
Yeah,
he knows his Spider-Mans.
Spider-Mans. Oh yeah, fucking Spider-Verse.
The Spider-Verse.
Have you seen that? Like all Spider. Because there's Gwen. Because I know there's like Gwen's.
Gwenpool, Spider-Gwen. Sorry.
And then Miles Morales. And then Spider-Woman, Ghost
Spider. Is that a real fucking
Ghost
thing?
Spider is just what they're calling Spider-Gwen when she's younger.
Oh,
because it's like she doesn't have a name yet.
Okay.
Why would she call herself Spider-Gwen?
She's just testing the waters.
It's like Spider-Peter. Like.
I honestly would be really into it. I would be really, really into it if that was what he called himself.
It would be Spider-Peter Parker, because I don't think there's any other character named Gwen.
Spider-Boy Man.
And Spider-Man.
Yeah, I can't think.
Because then you have the problem of we only know one Gwen. We should ask her if she's Spider-Gwen.
Spider-Gwen, Spider-Woman, Miles Morales, and one alternate universe is Spider-Girl.
Six-armed Spider-Man?
Six-armed Spider-Man when he faced Mobius, the vampire.
Fucking
Spider Slayer.
Maximum clonage.
Tokusatsu Spider-Man.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. 1960s Spider-Man. You ever seen that one in the Spider-Verse comics where they go into 1960s cartoon?
What?
Yeah. They literally just have stills from the show.
That's
and Spider-Gwen. I'm sorry, Ghost Gwen.
No, I think at that point she was Spider-Gwen. It's weird. Okay,
no, you're right.
I bring it up because
it's weird.
It's new to me.
Yeah,
like,
you're right.
That out.
But like she swoops into the building, and it's that scene of Spider-Man behind the desk.
God, I love that scene.
And it's him, and it's her freaking out. Like, why is he just standing there?
He's got a picture of Spider-Man above the desk.
Yeah.
That's peak comedy.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah. Why don't the walls line up with the ceiling?
Don't worry about it.
It's pretty. No, that one's great.
Okay.
So that's just game wise.
Or isn't there a moment? Hang on, just one more thing. Isn't there a moment where he 60 Spider-Man punches and it just flashes, pow, bam, and like people are thinking they're having like seizures?
Yeah.
Because the whole world just flashes.
Yeah. Like where are the?
Wouldn't that make 60 Spider-Man the most powerful Spider-Man?
That he could temporarily.
He doesn't even have to be, like attacking you.
Yeah.
You can just have a piece of cardboard and like constantly
Fling.
punching it. No, just holding it and punching it and make you go into seizures.
Whip! Biff!
Yeah. He's already dead. Kapow.
And how hard does the impact have to be?
Just enough to make a sound.
Oh, okay.
Mm.
I would just say flick your finger and then you can do like a bunch and really
But I mean,
fuck with someone's brain.
like, that's not that hard. That's enough to make a sound.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I guess you could flick. And it's cardboard, right? So it's not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
No, it's true, yeah.
Hey guys,
You're
come
right.
on. We're just saying,
like that.
pretend Spider-Man needs to fucking think about this.
Yeah, he should have thought of that before he banged Mary Jane and killed her with his radioactive spider semen.
Look, guys, we have a lot of reoccurring jokes, and if you've not picked up on them, you gotta go back. You gotta go back and
There's
listen.
2 years worth of content.
2 years of fucking this,
Just random
this
shit.
bullshit. Yeah.
Yeah. The game's cool.
Yeah. Well, what else have you been up to, dude?
Dude, I have like a backlog of shows to watch, so that's all I've been trying to go through it.
What are you watching, and what's the standouts?
So on Netflix, I finished Violet Evergarden.
Yeah.
Oh, how'd you like it?
It was beautiful. I loved it. I haven't really. God, that's a really emotional show. Like every episode, it's pretty nuts. Yeah, especially like the first two are really good, but then after that, I think it's when it really takes off.
Okay.
And that's the one where it's about a war veteran coming back after the war, and then it's her becoming a writer, like an auto memory doll.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And she just travels around the country, and it's like a different client each episode.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's really cool. I really like they just nailed that ending, but I just won't spoil too much because like it's very like they don't waste any time. There's no filler. It's just like it's 12 episodes and done.
Okay, I like that. I do like that.
So I can't say too much besides the premise.
If you're just joining us, this is your first episode. Why? This is a weird place to jump in.
We should just keep cutting into people's stories, saying if you're just joining in 2 years later.
Why?
What's wrong with you? I'm sorry, we still haven't seen Bible Black.
But we
I still have one of the videos labeled as a Bible Black viewing.
Yeah.
Oh, I think it was the 1 year anniversary.
Yeah, it was last year.
We should label this one what was the sequel called?
Old Testament.
Old Testament. Bible
There's
Black Old Testament.
New Testament. Yeah.
I wonder if anyone clicked. You know what? I never tagged you with Bible Black.
I guarantee you.
Somebody looked it up.
Here's the thing: when I put this one up, I'm gonna tag the 1 year one with Bible Black. So people look it up.
Bicycle Ferry. People still don't know Bicycle Ferry.
People should look up Bicycle Ferry.
Yeah.
It's a treat.
That's just a work of art.
I don't even know what to say about it, guys. Look, if you're out there and listening and you have internet, look up that thing.
Just watch some porn. And so Violet Evergarden's good.
Yeah, it's really good. And then also on Netflix, I'm like halfway through the show. It also is like 12 or 13 episodes. Dragon Pilot. It's by Bone Studio.
Oh, cool.
Okay.
The first Netflix original for them. That one's.
I didn't know Bones was making it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it really shows.
Okay.
I just thought, man, they always nail like. They do such a good job of translating the manga artwork into the anime.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially with Mob Psycho, they really nailed it with that one, and with this one especially. It's very light and colorful show. Where you look tired.
No, I'm listening. Sorry,
I'm listening. I just have like a fucked up neck. I'm listening. Though.
I think I have bug bite like right above my nail.
Yeah.
You know,
It's fucking up my finger.
We're just having a back thing.
I'm listening. We're
very intense. We're very interested. Keep going.
Yeah. Look like you guys about to fall out of your chair.
No, Bones is a very good studio, and they're good at colors.
Yeah, they're good at colors. They sure are, Chris. That one's good. It's Dragon Pilot, where like they have dragons and they dress them up as fighter jets, and then they transform into fighter jets to hide them in society.
That's already got a lot going on. I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
But you like it.
I really like it. Yeah,
These are the same guys who animated Space Dandy.
Yeah, and Soul Eater.
So this isn't out of the question.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
and Soul Eater.
Yeah.
All right, I like both. And Bones also did Eureka 7, which
Yes.
I really liked that as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, aren't they doing My Hero?
Academia?
No.
Or was that Madhouse?
No. I don't think... I actually don't know who. I don't think it's Bones, though.
Oh, okay.
It really doesn't look like Bones. Am I fucking crazy? Whatever. I'll check next time I watch it. But...
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, again, it's another one where, because of the short episode runs for the season, there is no, like, filler or, like, those, like, slice of life moments.
Mm-hmm.
It's really, like,
Yeah.
everything's really tight. So that's why I really enjoy it.
No people having fun.
I just want to
Yeah,
get
it's just generally a fun show.
down to the business, guys.
No moe blobs.
Cute girls and cute things.
I just want edgy mechs.
Crawling. Oh, God. Oh, speaking of edgy mechs, I watched Robo-Getter.
Yeah.
Get a Robo.
Yeah, you're telling me about that.
If you don't know, or if you haven't been on the internet since 2010, it was one of those screen caps where it's the guy in the pilot, and it's him in the bottom, and at the bottom it says every hole there's a hole. For every hole there's a man that needs to fill it.
Guys,
Yeah.
I think this is what our listeners need to take away from the show at the end of the day.
Yeah.
That's going to be the title.
But,
For every hole, there's a man who needs to fill it.
Oh my God.
Because if you were going to think, well, they finally came out as misogynistic.
They can finally, we get it.
They were all wondering.
We were all wondering.
Like, I had a feeling about it. I wasn't
Yeah.
sure, but with your hetero lens.
With your these goddamn straights coming in our house.
Got the queer on the left and the hetero lens. It's like the Byakugan and the Sharingan.
Yeah. So Robo-Getter's good.
Yeah, it's really good. I mean, I mean, like a lot of stuff with Go Nagai really set the mecha genre, because it was this and Mazinger Z originally from 1970.
Nick, I'm gonna give you 2 more minutes if we're making this even for everybody.
Okay, and then so besides that, watch the movies, and after that, Gunsmith Cats, 3 episodes. It takes place in United States. It was pretty good. It only covered like the first 2 volumes of it, kind of like the original Devilman movie. And then that one I really recommend if you're into like more down to earth, like Cowboy Bebop kind of shows.
Okay, cool.
And then besides that, Bayonetta 2 on the Switch is still great.
Yeah,
still really good.
never not good.
And that's it, Chris. Okay, I'm done.
Okay, cool.
Okay, you still have 2 more minutes. You sure you don't want to say anything else?
No, that's it.
Okay, Ian, go.
I've been
It's fun.
apartment shopping. It's exhausting. I'm tired all the fucking
That's
time.
why stuff comes out late. It's all Ian's fault because he's moving.
Because I gotta drive all the way from. I've been living in East LA, so
I don't blame him. I'm just saying that's the
Yeah.
reason that stuff is.
So I drive. So I go from. I work in West LA. I'm temporary living in East LA, and fuck me, it's just exhausting. So yeah, that's taking up a lot of my time. I have managed to watch some things.
Okay, what did you watch?
This week, while I was at the apartment, and we sat down and we watched on Thursday night we watched Beyond the Black Rainbow, and then last night we watched Mandy with Nick Cage.
I gotta watch Mandy.
That was Mandy.
Oh, it's so fucking good, guys.
It's on like Amazon for $5.
It's worth it.
Just watch.
It's
Yeah.
way worth it. I know you'd both like it.
Yeah.
It's aesthetically like what if Metalocalypse was a live action movie.
Okay.
Oh,
Cool.
okay.
It's really fun.
So people just have to be dying in horrible ways.
Yeah.
Just at random.
Well, yeah, kind of. Like some of the setup
Someone
is...
has to play a concert and a tornado starts.
It's so funny you should say that.
Yeah. Throw coffee and milk on them.
Yeah.
So Beyond the Black Rainbow is like... they're both like aesthetically paired movies. Like I would recommend watching them both.
Okay.
But Beyond the Black Rainbow is maybe a little more subdued.
Okay.
It's just like upsetting. It's not like... It's not as violent as Mandy. Beyond the Black Rainbow is a girl who's a part of a government experiment that was defunded, but the doctor won't let her go regardless.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like one of those LSD psychic training things.
Okay.
All of the film is shot in monochrome. So like almost every shot is either black and white or it has like a blood red filter or blue. It's really pretty to look at. It's great. And then the movie is basically her escaping.
Okay.
That's the movie.
Cool.
Mandy is a group of dirty hippies in the woods get Nick Cage's girl, and he's got to get revenge. That's basically the movie.
Yeah.
Then Nick Cage does a bunch of drugs.
So here's the question that I need to know. Is it Nick Cage's John Wick?
Yeah, actually.
Because that's what I've been hearing in terms of discussion for
it's
the movie.
Bizarrely apt, actually.
Okay.
It's like, but here's the thing also.
Simple plot.
Simple
but
plot.
It just,
bare bones.
But it's like just great to look at and everything.
It's amazing to look at. The cinematography in both movies are beautiful.
Yeah.
They take a lot of monochrome. Mandy has actually a little more playing around with like blending color.
Okay.
But again, there's like very sharp choices with cinematography.
Mm-hmm.
It is a very Nick Cage film. It feels like it's written for him to just... have you guys watched Vampire's Kiss yet?
Yes.
Okay.
Nick has, man.
Okay.
And Chris hasn't.
The man with the widest range in Hollywood.
Yeah.
He's
Nick Cage.
He's amazing.
He's either the best or the worst.
Have you seen Face Off recently,
And I don't
Chris?
think we'll ever actually know.
I want to take my face off.
Kill me, I'm a vampire.
Oh, man. How hard is it to file a paper? You put it A, B, C, D. Okay, I understand. D, E, F.
L-M-N-O-P.
He does the alphabet. He does the whole alphabet. Anyway,
But I don't think us mortals will ever truly know if he's the best or the worst.
Oh my god.
Is he everything we should be trying to aspire to be?
Or everything we should fear in ourselves? Yeah, like I said, the shots are great. It's kind of it's so basic, like it is John Wick. But they have demon fights. It starts to feel like you are watching someone lose their mind in real time.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, the structure of the film itself starts to unravel and fuck up with his mental stability.
Okay.
So it's great to watch. It's really fun to watch, and there's very creative kills in it. Mandy's good.
Over the Black Rainbow?
Over the Black Rainbow.
Beyond the Black Rainbow.
Beyond the Black
6 minutes. 6
Oh,
minutes ago.
shit. Okay. Beyond the Black Rainbow's good. Fuck, what else have I done with
Any more JoJo?
No, I haven't had time. I don't even have that shit hooked up, man.
Okay.
I gotta. It's gonna have to wait till I get like a permanent spot. So I'm planning on hearing something Wednesday.
Okay.
Fingers crossed. Gosh, what else have I been doing in my free time? I've been listening to podcasts mostly.
Yeah.
So I get like my commute there is not bad.
I dropped off Tannis season 4. Like I gotta get back on that though.
Are there 4?
Yeah.
Really?
That was the one that just wrapped up, I think.
Is it better than the third one?
You can't see. Okay, are you thinking of Black Tape's 3rd season again, or are you thinking of
No, I felt like Tannis kind of lost me.
Tannis of the 3rd one?
Yeah.
Third one was fine. It definitely, I think it was perhaps the weakest out of all of them.
Because it feels like they've lost a lot of the forward momentum to me. Well, because I like...
There's stuff that happens at the end of 3
Okay.
that start picking up, and then they jump right back on it.
And, like, I don't know, Black Tapes was good, but they ended up having so many plates spinning, it felt like they were, again, losing... It felt like losing the thread at a certain point, where it's just... Like, here's another thing that's unrelated, and we're not going to get
And then we're going to get that season.
Yeah.
Sometime soon.
So I'll go back into it. But,
Yeah.
I've been listening to Up and Vanish, which I really enjoy.
Is that people getting abducted by aliens, or
fuck, that would be way cool.
Like ancient aliens?
this podcast is shit. They're not talking about that.
Do they have an alien convention where they have rows of people?
Let's keep wasting Ian's allotted time.
It's fine. I actually did listen to a new podcast called.
Wait, what's Up and Vanish about? Real good.
Oh, it's about a woman who disappeared in 2005 and trying to investigate whether she was killed or what happened.
Oh, that's a cool premise.
It's just, and it's literally like it's 24 episodes for season 1.
Okay.
40-minute episodes. He interviews people in a small Georgia town. and he actually gets someone convicted.
Cool.
Not to spoil that,
Yeah.
but that's like half the thing. So
Okay.
it's very interesting, and it goes into like procedural stuff. So if you're interested in crime solving, I think it's cool.
There should be a whole episode where he's just doing paperwork.
There's a lot of paperwork.
Okay, good. Yeah, but I want him actually like I want sounds.
Just the sound
file
of
his taxes.
Yeah. Yeah, it was just right.
Press A for file taxes or B solves mystery.
And it should be transitioning between writing and typing, of just him looking up stuff and then filing out official paperwork.
Tell me, actually, so I'll say this now.
I want no dialogue.
And then if you watch it, whenever you listen to it, I want to talk to you about it again.
Okay.
There's one episode where I felt like the guy who hosts it, Payne Lindsay.
Okay.
He has one episode where I actually thought, you've kind of gone too far.
Oh yeah.
This is inappropriate. Don't do this.
Okay.
Do you want me to tell you what it was? Like, just and then we'll talk.
No, we'll talk about it after. Well, I don't want to spoil that. For
Okay,
anyone,
for sure.
in case they're interested in that.
So that's a great thing. I've also been listening to. There's a podcast hosted by two of the guys who used to write for Coast to Coast.
Oh wow.
You know Coast to Coast.
Yeah, of course.
And
Space Ghost?
No, not Space Ghost. Coast to Coast.
Oh, well, fuck
Coast to Coast, like the paranoid conspiracy theory radio show.
Oh yeah.
That believes like it's basic. It was basically like a hotbed for people who believed in the wackadoo wackiest of things.
Oh,
Yeah.
So here's the thing I like. I happened upon an episode that they had a special guest because one of those gentlemen is married to an SNL writer.
Okay.
She is then close to a writer performer who has been on 30 Rock a bunch of times.
Okay.
Very funny comedian. She came on the show and explained she met Satan.
Cool.
Was she dead on her driveway?
Is this like they actually believe it, or is this like...
No,
right?
here's the thing is, these people genuinely believe these things. I'm watching it as a cynical asshole from the sidelines.
Oh, okay.
And I just love it. But this woman...
You're not the intended audience. You're the accidental audience.
I'm the accidental audience. I'm the collateral audience. But see, here's the other thing is, like, these guys are friends with really smart people.
Of course they are.
And
they're all crazy.
And that makes me... that blows my mind.
Yeah.
Because these are, like, gentlemen who genuinely are like, you know, it could have been aliens or it could have been demons, but they definitely inflict these kind of wounds. this kind of discourse is occurring. But they're friends with, like, people who are at the top of SNL, real, actual scientist people, and they believe these things. But they talk to this woman, and I loved it. It's a 20-minute conversation where she's like, basically, I was in a diner in New York. We'd just come off of writing doing our live show on SNL. She worked for SNL too.
Yeah.
She's like, then there came this pale, gaunt gentleman into the diner. Now I was facing away, so my friend noticed him first. Then, as he walked back towards the restrooms, he turned and looked at me, and he smiled at me, and it was Satan.
That makes him Satan?
It was no. So she was just like describing a creepy goth dude.
Yeah.
Who was like kind of emaciated, maybe.
Yeah.
And she was like, you know how...
Who may or may not have been strung out.
Who may have been probably strung out. And she's like, no, I've lived in New York for years. I know what druggies look like.
Yeah.
This guy was there. He was present, and he knew how fucking creepy he was. And he was getting off on how creepy he was. And it was Satan. And he was, and they were like, and how do you know he was Satan? You could just feel like evil raining off of people.
Yeah,
I felt the evil. His translucent, terrible... What she actually says, like something like his fucking ghoulish Conan O'Brien skin.
Well, she's got the queer eye.
Yeah, she's got the queer eye. And then apparently her and her friend like dashed out of the diner and just were like, "Oh my god, it was fucking Satan, right?" So I love this podcast just because it's a delight to listen to people who feel that way. It's so much fun.
You're
guys.
trying to say this in like the nicest way.
I'm really being diplomatic about it. I'm really being diplomatic about it. Like
it's fun to make fun of the crazy.
Man, you are a writer.
No, sadistic is what he is.
Yeah, writer.
Hey, isn't it fun to listen to people's deeply held beliefs and just laugh and laugh?
Yeah, the devil died right here in my driveway. Some of my favorite videos.
Fuck. They did. They have. I really like it. They do actual like historical shit sometimes, which is interesting and edifying. Like, they talk about the Krampus. They talk about shadow people, and they'll give you like historical context on that, which is interesting.
Your time's up. So one more minute just to wrap up.
Yeah, guys, that's what I've been doing with most of my time. Thank you.
Any quick recs? Quick
recommendations. The Good Place season 3 just started. It's fucking amazing.
Oh, cool. Nice.
I don't want to say anything about it. Go watch it.
Yeah, I still got it.
My turn. I have 8 minutes. So, what has Chris been up to? Not much. Just focusing on this shit. And not going, focusing on stream. I've been grinding. I had to do the thing where I started a separate file for Kingdom Hearts 2. Just so we can get the secret ending. And I'm playing that in the hardest difficulty. Just like proud critical mode or whatever. That's fun.
Is it?
Yeah, anyway. Well, like, I'm blasting through it. I'm almost actually caught up to where we're at.
Oh, wow, okay.
And that was within like a week, so.
Okay.
Because I'm just mashing through cutscenes.
Right.
Like, not caring. But that one's fun in the sense you actually have to think about stuff. There's a lot more meter management, like just knowing what your combos do. And the name of the game is just trying to get any enemy in the hits done. So that's fun. And then, what else? We went to 2 concerts.
We did.
All right. Both were really great. We saw, first one was Daniel Deluxe and Dance with the Dead. They were fucking great live. Dance with the Dead, the guitarist jumped into the crowd at the opening of the show and started a mosh pit while playing guitar, and that was really cool. And I carried the rest of the night. Daniel Deluxe is fucking great. He has a kick-ass visualizer. The stuff I like where it's just... I don't know if I'd call it horror, but it's definitely surreal, and it's supposed to be just... like... I want to use the word SMT-ish.
Okay.
In terms of the way they use human bodies. But just slightly disturbing. It's just fun to look at for me. But that was fun. And then the other show was we got saw Facehugger against Street Cleaner again. Those guys are great live. McCree's great live. Dan Terminus we saw live, and he's so fucking good. The highlight of that show was Dan Terminus played his song Electric Snow. From Automated Refrains, and it was the original cut of that song, which uses sound bites from the game Killer 7 in it. There's a famous story that goes with that song in that's the original cut, and he sent it to Grasshopper Games so Suda51 could listen to it, and Suda51 fucking loved it and apparently bought all his albums and was playing his stuff in the office like nonstop.
Oh my god!
During specifically development of Let It Die, I think. But Capcom owns the right to Killer 7, so he was not allowed to use that in the song.
Okay.
So he never got an official capacity that cut. So that was great just to hear it live.
Yeah.
What else? What else have I been doing? I don't think. I haven't been doing much. It's mostly work and just trying to get another job. I have like at least 2 announcements, but that'll be at the end of this thing as a special 2nd year anniversary. Woo! Fucking did it!
Yay!
Nice.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't have much. Or at least none that I can think of. So should we just go into questions?
Let's do it.
Okay. Yeah, some or because again, people just like
no one talks.
People like that I ask questions for people. People like that I was willing to.
So brave.
That I was willing to. That I was so benevolent.
Yeah.
Listen to these questions.
Yeah, I got no callbacks.
Yeah.
I got a message and it said...
I have one big one, but I have no idea how long the discussion will be, so...
Okay.
I'd rather do theirs.
My first response was... Let me pull it up. So I asked, I'm taking questions today, anything, immediately, how dare you? Great question. Every morning...
Well, every morning, this is how I dare it. I wake up every morning and I look at myself in the mirror.
Yeah.
And I
have to give myself an hour-long pep talk.
Before
work.
On importance of the DARE program. Drugs are really expensive.
I take a hand towel and I pat myself dry, and I just say, "Fucking pig, you can fucking do this."
That's
follow
how I dare.
Follow-up question to that. Who do you think you are?
Do you think I like to think my name's Chris, but names are arbitrary. I've just picked up that name.
Yeah.
Just as a way of identifying myself and for tax purposes.
So brave.
So, yeah.
I'm of course a father of two, a loving husband.
Wait, is the question who do I think I am or who do I believe I am?
Think, not believe.
Think? Who do I think? I think I am the reincarnation of the son of Buddha. Not Buddha himself, but the son.
But the son of the Buddha.
Yeah. And just constantly be living.
That was the most intense eye twitch I've ever seen in my life. I'm not gonna lie, like I flinched a little when you did the eye twitch. Thought you were gonna punch him,
like that was. I finally reached my breaking point. I have listened to this shit. This fucking.
Well, hear me out. Because I always feel like I'm living in the brightness and shadow of something greater than me, and I'll never be able to obtain that. Okay.
Great. Perfect.
I'll always be close to it, but I'll never.
You'll
I'll
never
reach
that nirvana.
I'll never reach divinity.
yeah.
What about you, man?
What's his name from Dallas?
What's his name? That's who I think I am. What's his name?
Whatever the fuck he's called.
Bobo, what's his name?
What? No, it's not. No, it's not.
Aren't you thinking of fucking oh my god, Starsky and Hutch?
That's Starsky and Hutch, yeah, Bobo. Like Robo.
No, not Starsky and Hutch. They remade a movie of it. It's got Vince Vaughn.
Wedding Crashers.
And Owen Wilson. Yeah, I know.
Miami Vice?
Starsky and Hutch.
It is Starsky and Hutch.
No, that's Ben Stiller. Wasn't Ben Stiller?
No, that is Ben Stiller.
Okay.
What's the one with the fucking car and it has the goddamn Confederate flag?
Oh! Dukes of Hazzard.
Dukes of Hazzard.
Robo.
That's what you're thinking of.
Bobo, yeah. From Dukes
Robo,
get help!
Oh, that's right. We're almost fully caught up. Okay, there was two more things. Two shows I wanted to talk about.
Oh, God.
We're almost fully caught up with Venture Bros. I had 4 minutes left, so I got this.
Yeah.
We're almost caught up to finishing season 6 of Venture Bros. So, and then I think we're just gonna wait till season 7 finishes. And then we'll watch the entire thing.
That was my plan.
Yeah.
Is it finished yet? How many?
No, we're 4 or 5 weeks away.
Okay, that's fine. I started Fully Coolly Alternative because everyone else forgot, but I didn't.
But I didn't. I was always waiting, watching.
I'm not gonna say much until that episode comes out. I'm sure we'll do a spoiler cast for that.
Okay.
Thanks.
But yeah. The music's great, but it's not spoilers.
Of course it is. Of course it is.
That's not saying anything. Okay. Anyway, I also think that I am
being contacted.
Looking around the room.
A coyote that drifts into the New Testament.
Great. Great. You know, while you're piecing together beat poetry off your wall,
Dukes of Hazzard. Maybe I'll have to take a painkiller in order to fight off the short piece that is in my Final Fantasy Tactics bunion. Sorry, but
you know, when we struggle through the players of Megadeth, the game,
just game.
Superman, The Last Empire. What were we talking about?
What's the third question?
When you let blood in, you have to let blood out. Otherwise, you'll get on rocky shores. And The Wire.
I mean, The Wire's a good show. I know.
Have you seen The Wire? So what's third question?
Oh, I think those were the 2 questions.
Oh, that's it?
I can double check.
Is that literally how dare you?
How dare you think you are? That was the only response I got. Let's see.
That's fucking great. Oh my god.
Okay.
We can go back to talking about our months.
Yeah.
Why are you not following me yet? I am following you now. Don't worry.
Wait, really? Someone just fucking asked you why don't you follow me?
Yeah, don't worry, damn it, capitalism. I'm following you now. There you go.
Dude, that's like the fastest way for me not to follow someone. Even if I know them and like am close friends with them.
It's just like, no.
Now it's spite. Like,
I'll teach you.
Yeah.
You'll all see.
should block them. That way they get the notification. Like, that would be the real.
Do you guys have any questions?
I have a big philosophical one in terms of writing, but
All right, go ahead.
yeah, no, nothing else. Okay,
I could throw in some questions.
go.
The little soft balls to
Sure, yeah.
warm us up. What city in America is objectively the best?
None of them. You're fucked nowhere where you go.
Yeah.
Wow, good answer. I like
Wherever
that answer.
you live is the worst city.
I also respect that answer.
Because you always want something better.
The
or
grass is
something
always
different.
greener, right, guys?
You either wanna, if you live in a city, you wanna go live in the
country.
or a rural area. If you live in the burbs, you wanna live in like a metropolitan area.
Mm-hmm.
If you live in the country, you wanna live in like a mega city.
Yeah.
So
If you're from Krypton, you want to go to
you want to go to Earth.
You want to get, you want to get that yellow sun. You want to.
We're all destined to hate the places we grew up in, and to regret and resent all the choices we made there.
You can't help what stimuli you get.
No.
We're bringing it back, guys. We're on a theme.
Okay. Cool. That's a nice
It's also
softball.
why parents who are Republican, their kids become left wing, and then left wing parents' kids become right wing.
Yeah.
And
I mean, and then you usually figure
none
out
of the choices
where you
is
were
actually ours.
Yeah. Yeah, they realize it's all structured just to make you like busy, keep you from being bored.
The true path is to fly to the moon, where there's no choice. We're truly untainted land.
I just suppressed
we can do whatever we want.
Everything's so much clearer once we obey the moon emperor.
Just an old moon farmer.
And me and my 3 robot daughters.
You know, space lawyers exist, and like
for your space shit if it hits someone else's spaceship.
just like when we start actually bringing stuff up there.
Yeah, you
to colonize.
Fucking Bruce Willis get a drill.
Here's the thing: I think the moon belongs to whoever says so first. So I want to say
I own the moon. There you go.
No, I already said I'm King Emperor on a tweet yesterday.
Damn it!
I bought that star.
I anticipated this.
Ian, I bought that star. You see it right there?
You don't think I would have thought of that? You don't think?
Damn it!
You've obviously underestimated the Moon King Emperor. So
oh my god.
Well, because so here's the thing I had heard, but I don't know if it's binding.
Yeah.
So in the 70s,
it's all true and it's all fake. It's all my enemies trying to dissuade the power of the Moon King Emperor.
Because in the 70s, God damn it, in the 70s, there was like an international group of people who came together and said something to the effect of like, we agree that outer space is the common ancestry of all humans.
Okay.
And it's not right that any one thing, person, entity, or company should have it.
Okay.
And so we have to treat it like national parks, basically.
Okay.
Or like, I guess not even national park. Is there a name for like international lands that are like protected parks?
International waters?
Something like that.
No, but not even then. We
Bermuda
dump shit there
Triangle?
all the
I don't
time.
know.
Yeah, like
I
can't think of something comparable to that actually.
Antarctica?
There's like one.
Yeah, I guess.
Maybe. Although there's little areas that are owned, but that's like.
By private
And people,
sector.
but countries are still fighting over who owns like the North Pole and who owns Antarctica.
There's like one part of Russia that no human has ever touched because they can't because it's too cold.
It's too barren and cold.
Yeah. So that's literally physically impossible if they wanted.
Yeah, but Russia owns it, like.
There was this show briefly. There was this show.
Okay.
And it was kind of shitty, but I liked it a lot.
Okay.
Storage Wars. Oh.
It was Storage Wars. And it was basically
before or after the guy said it was all fake.
It was
or he
after.
said what we all knew.
Only after I knew it was fake could I watch it. I knew that someone was writing for it.
Oh, because now at this point, because then at that point it becomes how well of an actor
is he?
They, or how good at hiding shit
are they?
And believable are they? Allowing this thing to pop up close, someone left a fucking gold bar.
Oh, guys, can you believe it? It's 5 Babe
Ruth
Ruth
illegal.
cards.
It was never minted by the U.S. and it's considered.
The show was basically like a mockumentary of Survivor.
Okay.
And but the setup was they were doing it in Siberia. I think it was called Siberia.
Okay.
And the first 2 episodes are pablum garbage.
Okay.
Regular reality show shit.
Sure.
The 3rd episode, there's something in the woods.
Uh-huh.
And the implication is that it's like something left over from a nuclear experiment that's surviving in the woods. And
that's fucking amazing.
It's going to kill the crew of these Americans that are in Siberia. And I fucking loved it. And the end of season 1 is it turns out their camp is raided by whatever it was, the spooky thing.
Yeah.
And even the host has to flee, like the crew shooting it and the contestants have to flee for their life. And they get to a town, and it turns out it's one of those nuclear testing towns, so there's fucking nobody there. And then it's just like, they're like, we'll camp here. And then they just see a pack of wolves in the street, because it's Siberia! Oh! And they never renewed that show, and I'm very sad.
So you'll never know.
I'll never know what it was! Was the show just so good at fucking with its contestants that, like, the production crew murdered a guy?
See, that's an amazing... Because do the people who are participating actually know that... Wait, do they know they're in a mockumentary show? Or do they think it's another reality competition?
It's like Room 41 where they don't say anything?
No. Okay, so it's shot in mockumentary style. But these are, in our world
these
now...
These are real contestants.
These are actors playing contestants in a
Because I was about to say,
world.
that'd be new level, right?
If we convinced them that they were going to get murdered?
Yeah. No, not that they're getting murdered, that monsters exist.
Monsters exist.
Those wolves are real.
And like we could get like Ryan Seacrest to convincingly give a performance of we have to leave now. Leave the camp.
Either you get the bag of beans and rice, or you get Matumbo over here with a machete who will cut the wolves into the city.
We can also offer.
I forgot. Yeah, that is like a thing in Survivor. They would just get
a guy,
someone to be like, he's the indigenous native.
Is that a thing on the show?
He knows where all the fruit is, like all the secret fruit and secret.
Teaches you how to live off the land.
What?
I fucking promise you, this isn't like...
Dude, it's like ReWorld. You get like the palest people against like the darkest man.
Oh my god.
You know why? You know why? Because it's always the thing people like. That's the first thing you go for.
Yeah.
Because... Because how racist it is. Of course you want someone who has land knowledge.
Right, exactly. Ooh. The native man, he will help us.
Get him, Robo.
It's so fucked up. They wouldn't like... Because I'm pretty sure they were actors too, but like... I had no way of proving
look. So, Siberia was clearly a little more fabricated, but isn't ultimately all reality shows popular with just people who want to be actors?
Yes, but I mean like
Terrace.
Like they hire, like he's hired as an actor, not.
Oh, right.
He's not actually Mr. Matumbe, who like
lives. Yeah.
Who lives in Puerto Rico.
Oh, clearly not.
Like,
yeah. In the fucking barren wilds of Puerto Rico.
It's Steve.
I meant to say Dominican Republic because there was I think that was the one I went. Those names aren't even in the same lexicon.
Even...
Like, that's not...
Yeah. Yes.
Cool.
Why were we talking about fucking that?
You're talking about reality shows. I don't know, man. We like
the softball question.
Yeah.
Of cities. Like, what city?
What city's best?
Siberia
Siberia's the best.
Dominican Republic.
Fucking. Neither of those are fucking cities. They're just areas.
Atlantis is the best city.
Shambhala.
Fuck. Okay. Good questions, guys. Keep them coming. This next question is from.
Yeah, I love how stupid this podcast is. You're, like,
Next one is from Pipe Lover 49.
Does Bruno Mars is gay?
Oh no!
Hey, I want you to seriously think about this. Has there ever been a higher piece of comedy written for just reading comedy
I can't.
than Does Bruno Mars is gay?
I can't honestly recall one. I couldn't tell you one, but
Does Bruno Mars is gay?
Does Bruno
Bruno Mars is most talked about in the few years ago.
It's so genius. I need to like meet the man who wrote
who cobbled together these sentences.
Whoever wrote that, he, she, or whatever they identify as. I need to know what was going through your head when you wrote "Does Bruno Mars is gay?"
All right,
I think that's it. Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Okay, the rumor come out. Does Bruno Mars is gay? Bruno Mars is gay is the most discussed in the media in the few years ago. Even it has happened in 2012, but some of the public still curious about what is exactly happening, and to be the reason there is a rumor come out about his gay. At that time, he becomes massive social networking rumor. The public, especially his fans, are shocked. He just came out with Bad Rumor, which is spread massively. This time not about his music career, but his Bad Rumor. This rumor out of standardize of hoax. According to the last reported, singer revealed himself as homosexual. Do you believe or not the rumor is really much talked about among even in a person of his fans? Gosh, guys. I mean, that's some hard-hitting journalism.
Wait, who wrote that? Is there a name?
Oh, wait, I can pull up the source right here. There's the original website where it came from. Let's see it. Bruno Mars, rumor. It is, I don't know, it's brunomars.us. There's a whole website just for it. Okay, I'm going to go to the homepage and see what I pull up. Bruno Mars is the biggest and most important artist. It's nothing but stories about Bruno Mars.
What? Really?
What the fuck?
What have we stumbled upon? Hang on.
Boyfriend Madonna, who is the new one?
There's a whole website of gold.
Hold on. I'm going to click on this one, and I hope it's as
We
funny.
need to find out. We need to find out who made this thing. And how are they not writing every piece of comedy that we consume?
Okay, this is less funny. This one's less funny.
Oh, it's just sadder.
This is just like a regular who gives a shit. The singer of the song Hung Up once are making love with a younger man. Yeah, I don't care. I don't care. Madonna.
Lightning in a bottle.
Lightning in a bottle, guys. Bruno Mars is biggest and most important artist. I'm going to try this one. Gonna see what this one gives us.
Just need a name. That's all I need.
I just need Bruno Mars. Okay. He is a world-famous award-winning American superstar. Millions of albums. Bruno Mars, biggest, most important male pop artist Earth right now. Only challenged by Justin Bieber.
Earth right now.
Their one-hand big difference, two artists when it comes musical performance. Okay, cool. Bruno Mars...
Russ, we're gonna find out this is actually, like, earnest and, like...
Like, just someone who has, like,
someone
a
who's
disorder
just not good at...
Like Sonic Chew.
Just the Way You Are in current single, That's What I Like. Number 1, 2 on a... Number 1, T-O-O-O. So, number 1, 2 on American single Billboard Hot List 100. This is goddamn word salad. This is, in addition, he put musical touch several other artists like Uptown Funk. That's not another artist. Impressive 14 Winks, number 1.
Are you trying to find logic in
Ingenious.
I feel like with this stuff, you have to let it wash over you.
Just let it happen.
Yeah.
So anyway, does Bruno Mars.
Yeah. So what's the question? You say another question.
I thought you had another.
Oh yeah. Let's see. Another question. Pulling it up.
So what's the deep philosophical one? Is it about like Nero's new vibrator for DMC5?
No. That is what it is.
Fucking DLC vibrator.
It tells you everything you need to know, like within the description of that item.
Pay to win.
Yeah, go ahead. Mom.
Oh yeah, mine was gonna be on whether or not, just because it's discussed all the time, if something doesn't reinvent or contribute something new to any form of medium of storytelling, does it deserve to be acknowledged or analyzed, or is it just a waste of time?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh. So can I guess stuff that so this is the is Stranger Things good, or is it just a rehash?
A rehash of things.
And is rehashing inherently bad, or
no.
You say no? No.
I'll unpack that.
Okay.
Where do you land
On that it's a waste of time if you.
No, it just doesn't deserve to be held in high standard. Like if it's not if it's not trying to reinvent something or contribute something new.
Yeah.
If it's not challenging whatever is at like anything or whatever.
To that, I would. I want to unpack that a little bit, but
okay.
Yeah, we can talk about it.
But I'm with Ian. I disagree.
Oh.
So the first thing I would say is. So let's talk about Stranger Things specifically, and we'll get broader. So, I'm so serious right now. Holy shit!
Yeah, it's a serious thought. I know we're not going to make dumb jokes.
I think that Stranger Things is contributing something, even though it is a rehash.
Okay.
It's a rehash, but it is also a remix.
Okay, should remixes exist?
Yeah, remixes should exist because you're taking something in a context and you're recontextualizing it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, a story that has a similar push is It from 1985.
Yeah.
Or 87, something. The novel It is very specifically written for the time it came out. Mm. And then you have the movie It that came out in 2017, and then you have Stranger Things, and they all have similar shit going on.
Yeah.
The It that is the book is a completely different thing to the movie, is a completely different thing to Stranger Things.
Yeah.
And that is because of the context of not only the artists who physically made them,
but the actual medium that the story is being told.
The medium that it's being told, but also the time and place.
Yeah.
I think is a big part of it also. So, it's the question of not only Stephen King is a dictator as a novelist.
Yeah.
There's no other input. It is him.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have a movie, which is a team, and a show, which is a team.
Yeah. Quick question: how much does the editor have influence over
a huge amount?
Mm.
Oh, his editor?
Yeah.
Now nothing.
But at the time, a lot.
At the time, probably a good amount of input.
Because under stuff like Dragon Ball Z, where one could argue at some point it's mostly the editor who's writing that thing, not Toriyama.
Yeah.
Yeah. Especially because you have those long-going series made by a single author.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For so long.
Well, Shonen has a bad
habit of not stopping.
The editor is more influential.
Yeah, just Bleach
than the artists.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I would say, I think I said it on the show before that Stephen King at this point in his career probably would do well to have an editor who would stand up to him a little bit and tell him, does this book have to be this long?
It's with all the kids having an orgy.
We already broached the subject.
I feel like it should be brought up every time.
Yeah, the social links aren't even high enough. If you get a social link at 10, they would take a bullet for you and orgy.
I feel like every time Stephen King should be interviewed, it should just be that question of what were you thinking? Dude,
I feel like he has done. I don't excuse it. I don't excuse it at all.
The giant spider from It.
The giant spider from It. Yeah. Do you think Stranger Things is gonna have an orgy?
That's gross.
So let's just talk about Stranger Things and the book It.
Okay.
The book It.
Okay.
And I know they're different mediums, so that's gonna be a thing.
Yeah.
But when you're talking about semiotics, you're talking about when we're talking about the deeper themes within a piece of literature or whatever. I think that the time in which something happens is huge. Almost as big, if not as big, as the authorship of that work. So it is being written during a time when Stephen King is freaking the fuck out because the 80s was a dark time, and there was a lot of... Like, he talked about, like, he wrote, just before or just after it, he wrote Needful Things. And Needful Things is basically like, people in the 80s knew the 80s was a fucked up time of consumerism where people were, like, selling their soul for fancy cars, nice apartments, and not giving a shit about, like, genuine connection to other people. Like, we knew then it was a problem. And so a lot of 80s ugliness is in that. Stranger Things takes place in the 80s, but I think is probably more reflective of current attitudes. More so than if it... I don't think Stranger Things... If Stranger Things was a thing that was written in the 80s, it wouldn't be what it is now. If that makes sense. So...
Well, if it's based on 80s stuff, the 80s have to exist first in the first place.
Yes.
But also, that brings up my point of anytime you get someone making something, it's automatically different than anyone else's because of that person's experience.
Because
except stuff that's pumped out of a machine.
Yeah.
Like Marvel movies, man. No, but like...
But that also, you have to be confident enough with... like. So I would say you're absolutely right with an author that has any level of confidence.
Yeah.
Because if you don't have that, then you
just get plagiarism.
Then you get plagiarism.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is not... Yeah, which is different.
Which is definitely different.
But I feel like the Duffer Brothers have a confidence in what they want. They have a very specific and very small pool of things they're pulling from. Which is Steven Spielberg, Stephen King, and then like kind of 80s horror broadly. And
in case anyone's wondering, because I'm like, I feel like I just said, I guess at this point, I am the guy that wishes Stranger Things was a different story every time.
Yeah, I thought that would have been neat.
That party.
I thought that would have been neat.
Yeah.
But
I thought one of the kids was gonna like get killed. I honestly don't feel any risk in the show.
Just because the main characters seem pretty safe.
Yeah, and that the Super Bowl, the original Super Bowl trailer for season 2 made it look like that was an actual monster, when in reality it was just like a vision.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
And I think that the Duffer Brothers are... I think they're very smart writers. And that they have... This is kind of going off topic, but I'll button this and get back to it.
Sure.
I think that they're smart enough writers to know... Because they've said, like, we can't do more than 4 years of this.
Yeah.
This story will not sustain itself. It was pitched as a one-and-done thing.
Yeah.
And they said, when you look at 80s and 90s sci-fi, fantasy, horror, there's a handful of sequels that do it right. And you have to treat every season like a sequel that is going to satisfy you in its entirety, but also give you more.
Okay.
So they've got the right mentality.
Yeah.
I can see that. But also... It's even when you know all the obstacles in front of you, that doesn't mean you're going to win.
It doesn't mean you're going to overcome.
Yeah.
Like that.
The best example is that the writers for Legend of Korra.
Yeah.
Because they had like plenty of good intentions in like every conference and interview I've seen of them, but I just wish they communicated it better in some parts.
Yeah, I think...
Well, and that one's also because like this constant game of, do we even have another season? Oh shit, we have 2. We'll write 2. Okay, now it's over. Oh fuck, we have 1 more season.
Yeah.
Like...
Yeah, because that communication was unclear.
Yeah.
And...
Because it was literally points of just Nickelodeon going, we'll see how it does.
Yeah.
And then just waiting to see what will happen.
And that's a fucking stressful place to come creatively.
Yeah.
And that's why...
Because what do? You have to leave some bit open, like, in order for it to continue, but you have to have closure at the exact same time, because you don't fucking know.
Yeah, exactly. And so you end up with something like season 2, where that ending felt
Yeah.
And then season 3 was a little bit better, and I actually think they could have
I
ended
think season 3 is the best season.
Yeah, it was probably the strongest one.
Yeah. And that one's a season where it could just stand on its own.
Yeah.
Like, if it was just its own.
But I think also, like you said, like, it's a commerce question also. Like, if they had been given the budget to do that properly and have a 21 to 22 run instead of a 12, that'd be a huge difference. Because Avatar had 3 21 episode runs?
Yeah.
Something like that.
That's a lot. But I think the bigger problem was communication, just whether or not they didn't know how long the story needed to be. It was literally that.
And, this podcast is not going to become Gang Up on Nickelodeon. But two quick things. One is...
Dan Snyder.
I feel like we've brought this up every single time.
We keep talking about his weird feet. One is Craig Bartlett, who wrote Hey Arnold.
Okay.
He came back to do the movie.
Yeah.
We talked about it on here. But apparently Craig Bartlett was told, like, oh yeah, the movie did better than we thought. Maybe we'll do season 6, so keep your thing open.
Okay.
But that was that a year ago? Fuck, was that a year ago?
No.
It was in November when it came out.
Was it?
Yeah. Yeah, it was a year ago.
Fuck, dude.
It's in fucking November. Shit. So, there's been, but there, to my point...
I'm having a moment right
just
now.
Stop thinking about time. That's to my point. That you can put someone on ice for a year and just say, don't take any other job offers. We might want you to do another 12 to 20 episodes of a show you haven't done in 20 years.
And one that you just, we talked about the problems with that movie.
Yeah, it's huge problems.
Like, in the podcast.
I think I was trying to be generous. And honestly, the more I thought about it, the more I was dissatisfied.
Yeah.
Because
again, I think there's 2 really good parts of that movie, and there's 3, but it depends on how you view it, right? The 2 that are for sure really good is the fact that Helga's family goes out of business because cell phones exist.
Yeah.
Fuck the fact of what that means continuity wise, but.
That it took till 2017 for beepers to go out of business?
Well, the fact that they're still kids a decade later. And they're holding smartphones.
I guess that
means in the Hey Arnold world...
There was this weird, time shift. Because Hey Arnold firmly is in the 90s.
Yeah, and they're still in school.
They're still in school.
They're still in the same school.
Because that is fucking baffling. Because clearly time has not passed that much.
But it's just for a gag, so I don't even care. And they don't bring it up likely.
It's not.
No, they have fucking projectors.
Yeah.
Portable projectors.
They have portable projectors.
Yeah, it's weird. Anyway, and the second one was the bit with his parents.
Yeah.
At the very end of the movie,
just not knowing what to do with themselves.
Not knowing what to do with their lives because their kid has his own life, and grew up without them.
Well, we'll be here.
Yeah, just wait. I guess.
I think they literally say something like that. Yeah. The other one is Jonan Vasquez, who we love and respect.
Also, that Helga confronting Arnold scene is genuinely
great.
Great and disturbing. So
yeah. Jonan was apparently asked if he wanted to do a limited run. They did not offer him
Invaders In, or?
They said, yeah, we want you to finish it because people keep bitching about it.
Yeah.
Do you want to do 13 episodes? We'll let you finish it in 13 episodes. And he said yes.
Oh, yeah.
And then he called them a week later and was like, what if I did 6? And then they were like, yeah, okay, yeah, well that's cool. That's even better.
What if it's a movie?
And then he called back and he was like, what if it was a movie?
What if it was a screenplay?
What if I just draw rough things and throw them at you?
What if it was a screenplay that was called Invaders Zim After Dark?
I haven't written anything for this franchise.
What if I just make Richard scream at you in a room?
Make a giant flip book.
And then we'll act it out with puppets.
Get the rotator going.
You can film it. You can live stream it. But I mean, both of those men are in positions to know exactly what the fuck is going on with Nick.
Yeah.
And they know, and they've dealt with Nick for long enough that I think in their back pocket they're like,
Yeah.
I don't want to get roped into a situation.
Yeah, but for both of them, I would also argue that. Well, you know what? I actually don't know if how many times, the higher ups at Nickelodeon have changed hands and like changed powers. 3 times, so it's a whole different environment, at least for Hey Arnold.
Yeah. And it is for Jonah. So the first shift came in 2004, right before Avatar. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Then it shifted again in 2012.
Yeah.
And I don't remember when this new person came in, but very recently they fired the woman who was the CEO for that kind of in-between gap, where things apparently got weird.
Yeah.
Because I like to spend my time wisely, and I read the trades on that shit. But, I know we weren't having a conversation about that, and I apologize for derailing, but...
so for the question of...
can we rehash things and still have, like, value?
Are we still, like, able to analyze?
Can schlock be considered?
Well, I mean, there's 2 directors I can think of that make the movies that are supposedly garbage and are art.
Yeah.
You go ahead.
Oh, no, go ahead. No, you're building up.
I would say, Edgar Wright.
Okay.
Makes movies that are supposed to be trash and are not.
Yeah.
He makes...
That's because Edgar Wright is genuinely one of the funniest.
He's one of the funniest... Not just funny, but he's an actually great director.
Yeah.
He knows how to, You
ever just watch stuff of him talking?
Yes.
And like that really slow voice, but everything he says is just the wittiest, funniest thing.
Yeah.
Or the best response that could have been.
He's the sharpest person in every room. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Him and Tarantino.
Yeah.
They're both men who make movies that are supposed to be disposable trash movies that people study and analyze because they've got depth to them. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, that I'm not.
But they're I would argue their movies are definitely contributing something new to, like, the discourse around whatever they're trying to target.
They are, but all of their both of them, actually, their whole body of work is nothing but rehashing shit that's already existed.
That's true.
Django is a literal movie that already happened in the 60s. Mm-hmm.
Reservoir Dogs is plagiarized.
Partially, yeah, and
well, like 80%, but every part that they're not at the diner.
Yeah,
basically. And even then, Tarantino was talking about his favorite foot thing as a character.
Yeah, exactly. Pulp Fiction is basically just a bunch of noir boiled down into one movie.
Yeah,
and literal lines of dialogue are cut out of other movies from the 50s and 60s. Mm-hmm. Copy pasted.
Yeah.
And then Edgar Wright's movies are kind of just like, but what if I threw jokes on all of these movies I liked already? Because he does shot for shot shit.
Yeah.
And I don't have that. I don't have receipts off the top of my head, but I remember Hot Fuzz has shots that are from Point Break, shots that are directly from Bad Boys. And they're shot for shot identical from those.
Wait, am I thinking of the same Edgar Wright, or am I thinking of? I always do this to myself.
The Cornetto trilogy and fucking Scott Pilgrim. Edgar Wright.
And who am I thinking of? I'm thinking of Nick. Who's the guy whose joke is I'm very self-conscious about my height. Is it Stephen Wright?
Stephen Wright has the low voice and he tells like.
Yeah, that might be him. I'm very self-conscious about my height. How tall are you? 5'8". How tall do you want to be? 5'9". And it's just, to me, I think that's one of the greatest exchanges in all of comedy.
What, Tyler the Creator?
No,
that's he said that in an interview.
Oh, really?
Tyler the Creator. That's what I told you.
I can promise you, I did not get that from that interview because I watched. It's from Conan, and I will watch that clip all the time.
Do you remember when Stephen Wright was in? He was in a movie called I Married.
Am I thinking of Stephen Wright?
Stephen Wright has a big Jewy fro, and he talks.
Yeah, I'm thinking of Stephen Wright. Yeah, I'm thinking of Stephen Wright.
Like that. And he has the joke of like, he's an airplane pilot, and the guy says, How soon are we going to get there? Oh, it's not going to be any time at all. I also have no concept of time.
Fucking love Stephen Wright so much. Yeah. No, Edgar Wright's great too.
Edgar Wright is a fantastic director.
I haven't seen Baby Driver though.
Oh wow!
I probably should.
It is I mean, some casting, poor timing on that, but
it was right before.
It was right before.
It was right before
it was
we
literally
all found
2
out.
weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that movie's really good, guys.
Yeah.
And there's
and then not enough people saw Bar or no at. What is it? Bar at the End of the World or
at World's End?
At World's End.
Yeah.
At World's End was really good, but it was his least comedically driven film I think he's done.
Yeah.
It was.
I think it's fucking great.
It's fucking. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
Just a hard gut punch of this guy talking in an AA meeting.
Its sincerity is so hard to watch.
Yeah. That's why it's fucking great.
Like, this won't be a spoiler for people who haven't seen it, but when Simon Pegg takes his shirt off, that fucked me up.
Yeah,
that is dude, and because you then recontextualize everything about this person, and you're like, oh my god, you're so much sadder than I could have ever imagined you were.
These are great.
Yeah, it's a great
movie. Yeah.
So recontextualization I think is a big part of it, and that's the difference between plagiarization.
Okay.
Because Edgar Wright can make a movie like At World's End, and it's not just the body snatchers, but with jokes.
Mm-hmm.
It's a genuinely different movie that has a point to make.
Mm-hmm.
You can have a movie like Inglourious Bastards, and it's not just a highlight reel of World War II American glory pictures. Mm-hmm. It's something genuinely brand new.
Yeah.
And I think Stranger Things is attempting to do something like that. I don't know what do we have time to talk about Stranger Things more like theme and shit, or we can save that for another time.
Yeah, like 20 more minutes. Yeah.
Okay.
You can talk about it. I just want to bring up the big two, right? Like,
good.
Because I guess spoiler alert for how this conversation ends. I'm actually in agreement with both of you guys.
Oh, okay.
But I'm just putting the questions out there.
Mm-hmm.
What the two big ones are Star Wars and Marvel to me. The ultimate just it's a formula. It's something that's meant to appeal, not challenge you, not create something new, not try to change anything.
So,
because I think there is merit in saying that something is that it's just formulaic and it's not supposed to challenge you. And I guess if you have to do like a scale, it dings points or whatever.
Yeah.
But I think it should hold not less cultural value because it's important for the culture at the time and it's reflective of what's going on.
Yeah.
But at the very least, you can say it's definitely not as important as like other films that are actually trying, or any other story that's trying to change something or like bring up something.
Okay, so that's something to talk about. That's a specific thing that we should and will.
Okay. Yeah. So with Marvel, it's the thing of, originally you had the properties. Some of them were owned by Sony before. Because you had some properties owned by Sony, and then they had different intentions with the heroes.
Yeah.
And it was reflective. And when Marvel Comics with theirs. So I think when it comes to this kind of stuff, I don't know if you can say what has more value than the other. I think it just comes down to what you think, like what piece of art or like what form of media you think is of more value or like with intention. Yeah.
But I feel like that's. Oh, go ahead. Sorry, go ahead.
Because it's the whole thing of like, you can have specific pieces of media that's like for a niche audience, and then you can have some that are for like the general audience, and that could be like you said, the whole like contextualize, or they can make a basic formula like more transformative with their own take on it.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think it's just weird for me to hear people. I've met people who like don't like things because it's the whole like you don't like it because it's popular, you don't like it because it's
and I've never agreed with that either.
Yeah, I think it's a bit silly. Like
it honestly does come down to you should just watch the thing.
Yeah.
But I think it should be analyzed. Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm thinking, doesn't that lead to a very dangerous road where we create, a space, and I'm trying to avoid the word safe space, for the general public, where they're not challenged, where their status quos can maintain. Because then we're just talking about where stuff like propaganda can actually take place and happen. And
we're allowing basically a bubble for people to feel comfortable.
Yeah.
And They Live.
Yeah.
Just the movie.
Live.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys just said the movie They Live.
And see, like, that's the thing.
But that movie was trying to say something too. Like, it's great, that movie.
I don't have a problem with comfort on the face of it.
Me neither.
Like, there's nothing wrong with watching.
But I don't think that should be what determines, like, and the reason I guess is coming up is because people are saying that if it's not like, they're not saying if it's not appealing to the masses, it's not good. But like,
who are the masses? Like,
it's not. Oh, yeah. I didn't have a fun ride. I wasn't. But it's literally the people who go. It was a sad ending. That movie was bad.
But not every piece of art is supposed to make you feel good.
No, we know that. What I'm talking about.
I know. We know that. I'm telling these people.
Yeah. That's why Nick Donanzo's recent book got a lot of bad reviews.
Oh, really?
It was just because it was nominated the book. I told you it was nominated the Booker Award the first time.
Yeah.
And again, it's the whole thing of something that niche and like has such a specific thing to say.
Yeah.
And a specific perspective on something, and take it to like where people get like book recommendations, and then now like it's getting more popular. And I was really excited for that. And like Chris said, a lot of people didn't like it because it was either like, it's so sad, I might as well just turn on the TV if I want to see that kind of stuff. Or it's like, no, it was just weird.
But that attitude speaks volumes to what that book is actually trying to do.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I think that also, like, you then have to put it in a context of... So here's what I think about it. So it's not... if a piece of art makes you feel sad, let's say, it has an ending that is a downer. Like a Hunchback of Notre Dame. I'm just picking something off the wall. The point is not like, well, I could just read the news and feel sad. The point is, do something constructive with that.
Yeah.
Art is not there to do things passively, I don't think. I think that art is supposed to make you an active participant. And that you should respond to it.
Yeah.
So, like, if you read Oliver Twist and you come out at the end like, oh, those children are being abused, that makes me feel sad.
Yeah.
And that's the end of your thought process. You are not doing the work.
Yeah.
That the art deserves.
You're failing
yourself.
Yeah.
You're failing yourself to really take a critical look at that.
Yeah.
And I mean, not even that critical. Like, oh, maybe I should try and do something to make the world not so shitty. I mean, it's kind of how a lot of that comes. But I mean, you could also read a book like Dolores Claiborne by Stephen King, and think like, oh, that's fucking horrible that a man could treat his wife like that. Yeah. I should treat people in my life nice.
Yeah.
And it's really that simple, guys. It's really that simple. I got kind of on my box there. I apologize.
God, man, you guys gotta finish Pun because there's so much about this that it covers, and I really want to talk about it because it covers this perfectly, this entire subject.
Fuck. Okay. Well, we have to. We will.
I was like, oh man, I can't say nothing.
Yeah.
But the briefest of asides, I think that Star Wars has broken away from its tradition a little bit more.
Yeah.
And it's challenging people, and that's why the last Star Wars got such negative reviews from fans. Because it's like, it's getting...
There's that cut without women in it, so...
There really is.
That doesn't speak to where we're at right now.
can't be a black stormtrooper. That doesn't make sense, guys.
You know,
No.
Did you see the China poster? The posters in China for Last Jedi.
No, what was
They had it bow out.
Are you serious?
Yeah, China hates black people
Fuck.
when it comes to movies. Yeah,
Fuck. So
does not sell.
But the point, I think that speaks to the point, is that and I'm not saying that if a critic loves a movie and you don't, you're wrong, because that's dumb. Because critics have loved movies that I think are shit. Movies are subjective.
Yeah.
Art is subjective, but
it's just weird when people try to sell it as facts or
Yeah.
this is the definitive way you should feel or think about
Or how
media.
you should make a movie.
How you should make a movie or how you should...
Like there's stuff like that, how you write. So I think that's where it can possibly lead to too. Where this is how you make a movie. If you steer off of it, it's considered a bad movie.
it needs 3 acts. It needs to have something new every 10 pages, whatever.
Rather than actually challenging the structure itself in order to convey something new and unique.
And
like it goes back to the whole editorial thing I was asking. Like how much is the editor? Because the editor has a formula.
Yeah.
yes,
Because they have to make that money and all that. But
they have to go in and they have to efficiently make this product. It's a product.
yeah,
It's a product, guys, and it has to fit in theaters. So if you're gonna have a fucking Peter Jackson cut, that's gonna be a problem for people.
yeah.
If you're gonna have a double feature Death Proof and you have to book a movie theater, and that was a problem. Like I loved Grindhouse.
Yeah.
I thought it was a fun time, but theaters fucking hated that movie. They hated carrying the movie because that means every theater doesn't turn over for 4 hours for double the time, and that's an economic thing.
Yeah.
And so economy comes into it as well.
Yeah.
And you can't separate those.
Now, I'm also not completely on the train of complete freedom to an artist
Nope.
will produce the best form of art. Because I don't think that. I think
disagree
whatever.
with that, yeah.
I think. And I'm not saying you should restrain them as much as possible. No, I'm saying whatever natural restraints come in a medium. Creativity stems from just trying to get over bounds and leaps, or trying to solve problems, or like break out of structures or go around them, or somehow twist them in a way that ultimately benefit whatever thing you're going for in your art.
I think that most people in the arts, at least creative people, when you have nothing to push off against, well then you're fucking fucked. You're lost.
And I think the most basic way you can see this in real time or in action is people who cannot work unless they have a hard deadline.
Yeah.
I think that's the most tangible and not tangible, but it's the fastest and easiest way to see that with people.
It's one of the most recognizable.
Yeah.
I mean, and then when Neil Gaiman is talking about his relationship with deadlines and things like that, he said something fantastic, which was becoming a well-known celebrity writer was shitty for me because nobody wants to tell you anything anymore. They're like, well, you're genius, do it. And then you have nothing. You just sit in front of a blank page and you think, well, I can write anything. How do you start at everything?
Yeah. How do you start when you think everything is equally as well?
And so you end up having to find something weird and specific. And his example was Shakespeare and cats. I've got to figure out something. I've got 2 nouns. 2 nouns.
On that, yeah.
Yeah. Just start cracking away. And even with that small amount, it's a guiding light. It's a place to move forward from.
Yeah.
Without that, you have nothing because you have everything. So yeah, and actually that goes back to the question you asked. I think that this remix culture that we're in right now.
Yeah.
Because so much of art is rehashing, it's remixing, and it's revisiting shit.
Like DJs.
Much like DJs. Yeah. We're in the era of the DJ, artistically.
Yeah. Not as much. Because I would argue. Well, I think what a DJ is now has become something completely different.
Yeah.
Than what it began.
Yes. We're in the remix age.
I'd call it producing rather than.
Yeah.
There's a lot of artists that would say they're producers, not DJs.
Like Diplo.
Yeah. Whoever that marshmallow guy is that my students used to.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh.
You see him on Ninja Warrior?
You did not see him on the
He was on American.
I'm not saying he's a bad person because like he apparently donates a shit ton of stuff to like children's foundations.
I'm saying he's a terrible person.
It's all subjective, right?
Right?
Yeah. But I think the term producer is more apt.
Yeah. But yeah, so like the hit movies of the last 2 years have been shit that already existed.
Yeah.
Most of the TV shows are revamps, revisiting, reboots, etc., etc. Mm. That says something about where we're at.
Mm.
What it is, I'm still struggling to articulate. I'm still struggling to find the exact language. But clearly, we feel lost. Mm-hmm. And I think that's a part of it. Mm-hmm. Now I'm coming into big thesis guy.
Yeah.
I think that we feel lost, and that's why we keep looking backward. Because when you don't know where to go forwards, you just look backward. You look backward to try and find some semblance of logic to where to go next. And so right now, I think that a lot of art really doesn't have a fucking clue what the actual next leap and bound, what the next reinvention is going to be. And so right now, we're just kind of milling around in the recent past, hoping that we can spark something new, something different. And I've seen shit that is new, and it is bending towards something, but we still have not quite hit that meta-modernity, that point past postmodernism. Fuck, this is dry.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Yeah, that's what I think about that.
Yeah. I guess one last thing I'll say. This is not to talk down things that do reinvent and to.
Absolutely.
I don't want anyone to get that confused. I'm just trying to raise stuff that actually, like, as you're calling it, the remix. Just pieces of art. Having said that, I'll always lean towards something that's innovating or like, at the very least, trying. I think that scores a lot more points than hitting a formula.
I agree.
For instance, I guess the biggest one is like, still my favorite movie of the year is Sorry to Bother You.
And amazing.
And it's one of those movies I cannot believe made it to the theaters. Like, for how blatant it is about its message, how like, just all the different stuff it does.
Yeah.
And it's truly a feast for the eyes. And this is the year where we still... Wait, did Avengers...
No, it was Ant-Man.
Did Infinity War come out this year, or was it last year?
It was technically last year.
It was last year.
Fuck, because it was like around the border, huh?
This year was
I hate
Ant-Man.
that. I always get shit confused around.
Yeah, because I know we compared it to Ant-Man and Wasp because it was out at the time.
Yeah.
Sorry about it.
Yeah. Well, compared to still Avengers, because it was Sorry to Bother You came out not that long after.
Yeah.
Avengers. In that should have been like my favorite in terms of just how I grew up and like all the comics I grew up loving. But it wasn't. It was this thing that was bright and brand new and like just trying to come up with something different. And I think those will always still pull out ahead, but there definitely is a place for remixes to still be considered art and not to be fully talked down about.
No, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
Now we can get into the bigger debate of if it's conveying a message of mediocrity and still trying to conform to everything.
Okay,
that's a problem.
That's
getting into messages and like
that's getting into specific theming.
Yeah,
but like I don't know. I also,
that might be for a different podcast.
Maybe another time.
Yeah.
But I do think that there is a distinction between the formula that has been set up by Marvel opposed to the Star Wars pictures.
Yeah.
Just because Star Wars...
they're two different formulas.
Two different formulas.
But it's the Star Wars formula and it's the Marvel formula.
But I think that Star Wars seems to be trying to bucket. Especially with the last one.
Yeah.
There's
yeah, but you still get a ton of moments where you go like, I can almost hear the Star Wars music playing.
I mean, yeah.
Because at the end of the day, the ultimate thing is redemption and trying to face in the fight against big evil.
It is. Okay, so it's ultimately good versus evil.
Yeah.
But I think the packaging of that changing is important, insofar as Star Wars number 8, nobody liked it.
Yeah.
I forgot the title.
Yeah. Even though I thought it was fine.
I really liked it.
Yeah.
One of the big messages of that film in particular was, it doesn't matter who you are, so long as you have a drive to do this, you can do it. Whereas, and then it's kind of a judgment on the past Star Wars, saying we were a little elitist.
Yeah.
Like, there was only one girl and she was a princess, and then everybody else was like magic, or like a messiah, or like
shot lasers.
And like, no, she's a janitor, and she's just like some dirt girl. She's like literally just a dirt girl. You thought there was a twist. The twist is she was really just dirt girl the whole time.
She was a caring dirt girl.
Yeah, she was a caring girl.
But like you said, it's still a remix.
It is still a remix
because in the point I brought up when we did the spoiler cast for this is that doing the opposite of something is still basing it off the base.
Your parents are giving you the template. You can only respond to it. Full circle.
We did it.
Yeah, tigers and jorts.
Yeah. Well, I'm proud of that.
I'm proud of that. I was proud to solo because I'm bored with Star Wars movies.
I need more Star Trek.
I don't think they're bad. I'm just bored.
I'm ready for Star Wars to just start making movies that aren't.
Did you even watch Solo?
Solo came out.
The only person I know who watched Solo was Frozen Stratos.
How did he like it?
Corey. He said it was fine.
Well, I didn't watch it because I was.
He did a great video. Well, quick clip on Twitter.
Okay.
He walks in, he's like, yeah, Solo, fucking Star Wars movie. You can't fucking wait to see this shit. He walks in, the theater's fucking empty, and it's like week 2 or something.
That's bad.
And he's like, oh, and I was the first one to comment and go, man, I forgot that movie even fucking came out. And he went, you weren't the only one, man.
I didn't go see it mainly because of the Philip Lord situation. Like, the guys who did 21 Jump Street and the Lego movie, they wrote it and got fired.
Why?
It was too funny.
Oh, yeah?
They were like, too funny.
Oh.
And then they hired 2 directors that both got fired before Ron Howard finished.
Yeah.
And then, there's a lot of shit. Then, the guy who was in the Cancer movie, who plays young Han Solo.
Okay.
He apparently did a week of shooting. The producers saw the reels and said, we're going to send you to an acting course.
Damn.
For 2 weeks. We're going to put the movie on hold. And this is a big movie. You don't put movies like that on.
That's
wow.
You're going to need to go to acting classes for 2 weeks.
I mean, at least they didn't fire him, but that's so weird that they didn't fire him. Like,
isn't it?
That's wow.
Isn't that fucking boggling? So, the fact that 3 directors, they fired Philip Lord, who is an amazing writer, fired him because it's too funny. Mm-hmm. I was just like, this is going to be a clusterfuck. This is going to be so. But I'm glad it's fine.
Yeah,
fine is. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that sucks because it goes against me going, I don't want to watch Space Wizards. And to me, it's just I'm just not interested in.
There's no Space Wizards in that one, is there?
I know, and that's the thing. I'm still not motivated, so I wonder what's gonna.
Maybe you just don't give a shit about Star Wars.
Yeah, that's the conclusion I'm at right now.
You need more Star Trek.
Oh wow! I finally hit the point in my life where I don't care anymore.
Yeah, that's probably what it is.
Man,
what's that like?
I thought it was gonna be forever, but
yeah.
So what? So you're just gonna read Civil War books now?
I fucking guess.
Watch Ancient Aliens.
Where do I get my Space Wars that are not overly diplomatic and?
I'm gonna
listen. I love Ian M. Banks, man, but sometimes.
I just want to sit down and watch a few documentaries about JFK. Oh man,
we're gonna get into no, because you know what the problem is with that. Is that I'll probably get too angry watching war documentaries because I'll just go, oh, well, that's wrong. That's not actually what happened.
Oh, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then it'll just be me getting really cynical and going, man, look at all these porn shots of tanks
the glory
and stuff and not the little kids they're running over.
Not the children being just gassed.
Okay, that's a good note to leave it on. So, I guess the two big announcements that I said we were going to do for the end of the thing. This episode is going to be the first episode not only on YouTube but on Libsyn. It's because I got a Libsyn account for this podcast.
Cool.
Now you can do direct download.
Oh, nice.
I only got like the $15 plan, so downloading the backlog is going to be a bit. And what's going to happen is that the audio for that will for sure be MP3 because of how much space I'm allowed to put in. But yeah, hopefully that makes it easier. I said I would do it for like months. I finally got around to do that, so this will be the first episode that goes on there. I think it's literally just Storyteller Cast all Libsyn. I'm definitely going to post a link in social media. You're probably listening to this episode.
On it right now?
Yeah, on it right now. I'm still going to upload to YouTube, but I'm hoping through Libsyn I'm going to get a lot more freedom with inputting weird shit into it. Second one is October. On top of the Roundtable podcast, we're going to for sure do a Halloween special. I have to talk. Nick knows what we're going to do. Ian has no idea. I have to talk to him about scheduling a recording session that's not going to be a stream. It's going to be a video on its own. That's going to be... I personally cannot wait to record that shit. Also, I'm currently writing a horror story to do for that month.
Oh, cool.
So we will actually get back to acting out and producing a audio drama like we promised we would. But, and it's going to be my first time writing horror stories, so like, yeah, that's going to be some shit. I'm going to make it like super personal and uncomfortable. I think that's the only way I know how. Like,
it's weird that
it's horror in that it's really uncomfortable and like.
Chris, it's just weird that all these characters are named after us. No. It's just a coincidence. I just pulled the name out of it.
Who's Belissa?
Chris, they all sit around and they just discuss their existential angst.
None of them knew how much I fucking hated them. Just all... every day.
Yeah.
I just wanted to watch Nick's neck as I imagine the imprints of my hands getting darker and darker.
Yeah. And then it's
not because I killed him through strangulation, because I've strangled him before, and I want it to be a continuing aspect.
Yeah. And then my evil counterpart San Holo is coming.
I'm gonna try to make an evil twin somewhere.
You really? Yeah.
I wanna one day write a genuinely good story. Good horror story.
Yeah. You and me, man.
I want to write a genuinely good horror story where it actually involves an evil twin, and I wonder how that would actually run.
It's difficult.
It's so hard.
So
right?
many people have done it.
It's so, and then because it's so easy to fall in all the pit traps like that entails.
It's really rife with well-tread paths.
Yeah. So what do you do? I don't know. I'm gonna figure that shit out.
We'll do it.
We'll figure it out. Okay, those are two big announcements. Hopefully, stop writing someone's day or fucking whatever. And that's all. It's been 2 years, you guys.
Yeah. 2 years.
2 years of this.
Yeah. Fuck.
You should just end it.
Just end it.
Just end it.
See ya.
Stream.
Yeah, bye.
All right, bye.
See ya, I guess.
Bye.